Having great condiments on a plant-based diet is essential. You will require these for incorporating more variety and an ability to experiment with the flavors and different combinations of the taste of each food. It is ultimately a make or break when it comes to this diet, because you're going to need to switch things up and kind of familiarize this diet with the diet that you're used to. So let's say you're switching from like a normal Western diet, which is usually the case, to a diet that's more wholesome and healthy. You're going to feel like it's very bland at first, but the fact is you're really suffering from having your taste buds hijacked for so long by these highly palatable, engineered, processed foods that are full of salt, sugar, and oil and other additives that have sort of adapted your tastes to have these preferences for these super salty, fatty, sugary foods. So ultimately, it will smooth your transition by allowing you to incorporate these different items into your meals. So I'm going to go over about 6 or 7 of my go-tos and some different ways to utilize them. If you enjoy videos on plant-based nutrition or just nutrition tips in general, make sure you subscribe. I try to come out with videos every Monday and Thursdays. And for those of you who haven't seen my videos, I'm Carly. I'm a plant-based nutritionist, and I love helping people transition to this lifestyle and just fulfill their dietary needs in general. It's such an important part of your daily life. So let's start with vinegar. This one is super important because it's so good for you, and there's so much variety. So for salads, balsamic vinegar, I will eat this every day on my salad. Sometimes I'll use different varieties like red wine vinegar, or I have this dark chocolate and espresso vinegar that you can use for nice creams like frozen banana and black mission fig vinegar with some figs and soy milk. Vinegars are very versatile. You can use them in sweet or savory foods. And like I said, they're very good for you, and they promote weight loss. So who doesn't enjoy that? My next one is nutritional yeast. Every vegan has their nutritional yeast. But my reason is a little different than most. People like to use this for making their foods seem cheesy. It has this cheesy smell and flavor to it. I don't know if you've ever had that popcorn that has those like flaky, cheesy, cheddary substances on top of it, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. It's this flaky nutritional yeast. I will put that on my salad or pastas, just about anything. It's very versatile as well, and it has B12 in it, which is really important for vegans. So the next one I'm going to talk about is salsa. Well, this would be the salsa. And hot sauce. It's a good idea to hit all sorts of different ethnic varieties, like Mexican and Indian and Chinese and Japanese, and everything outside your comfort zone is going to be a good thing on this diet. It'll broaden your horizons. So my next condiments are going to be the sweet substitutes. So things like organic blackstrap molasses, pure maple sugar, and date paste or date syrup. I use those in like my daughter's baked goods as sweet alternatives to sugar and the more harmful components that they put into those foods. So date paste would actually be the healthiest. This is just blended, crushed up dates, or if you use whole dates and have a expensive blender, you can do that too. Blackstrap molasses is actually really high in iron, magnesium, calcium. It's got a lot of nutrition in it, surprisingly. Maple syrup, this is the last option I would go to on that hierarchy because it's the least nutrition packed. Mustard, this I use on a lot of sauteed veggies It's a great flavoring component to keep that savory flavor. Stone ground mustard is going to be your healthiest option for the mustard varieties. So the last one I'm going to mention is hummus. And that again should be homemade, because you will not find many hummus varieties that don't have added oil and salt. Even a simple chickpea mixed with some onions and lemon juice and cumin. That's delicious, super simple, and you won't be ingesting a bunch of harmful additives or, putting in too many calories because of a bunch of oil. I just brought out the tahini because I don't have a lot of homemade dips and salad dressings made at the moment, because like I said, a lot of times I'll just use the organic balsamic vinegar. But for like my 1-year-old's vegetables and pastas, I'll make some kind of roasted red pepper mixed with tahini dip or dressing to put over the top. And she likes that much better than when they're just by themselves. You can put them on like Buddha bowls or grain bowls. So when you're making these dips or salads, you want to try to make them from all these condiments, really. You should want to incorporate the food in the most whole form possible, which is not easy when it comes to condiments, because, in and of themselves, they are going to be processed. Everything in front of me is processed. So you just try to work with what you can. So for homemade dips and salads, you want to have several different components involved in basically the conceptualizing and the planning of how you're going to go about making them. You're going to want some sort of fat, and these can be avocado, nuts, seeds, coconut, or tahini, like I have here, which is just fine ground sesame seeds. And then you are going to add something acidic or tangy. So this can be as simple as like lemon or lime juice or vinegar or tomato paste. And then you're going to either add something spicy or something sweet. So spicy things can be like jalapenos or other peppers, cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, ginger, and even ground peppercorn can be a little spicy. Or you're going to add something sweet, which I already went over. The date paste, the molasses, and the syrup, or whole dates, or whole dried fruit of any kind, really, is what most people utilize. So those are my top condiments. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want more helpful plant-based nutrition tips, make sure you check out modernnutritiondesigns.com. I'll link it below. I have a blog that's dedicated to this type of information. Lots of recipes, meal planning tips, and grocery lists, all sorts of information that will help you succeed on this diet. So I will see you next time.